When I pulled up, the driveway was bare. Even the metal plate with my name, the fake one they loved to brag about, had been stripped from the gate, leaving only two empty drill holes. My mother waited on the porch with a smile that didn't touch her eyes, and my sister leaned against her shiny new white car like she was posing for a magazine cover. Back earlier than we thought, my mother said. I glanced past them. The curtains weren't the ones I'd chosen. Fresh paint too? That's not the color I used. My sister twirled her keys. Oh, come on. Don't look so shocked. You don't live here anymore. I didn't respond. I just observed. They snickered, like the punchline of a long-prepared joke had finally landed. We sold the house, my mother said, smug as ever. Had to settle your sister's debts. You were away too long. I nodded slowly. And you didn't think to tell me? My sister scoffed. Tell you? You're the one who's always preaching about how family comes first. We just followed your advice. They stared at me, hunting for outrage, shouting, pleading, anything. Instead, I smiled, quiet, measured. My sister's grin faltered. What's so funny? I glanced at the upstairs balcony, the one where I used to sit, watching my father leave before dawn. Nothing. Just thinking how poetic this all turned out. She rolled her eyes. Poetic? You're basically homeless now. Maybe, I said. But one thing. When did you finalize the sale? Last week, my mother replied proudly. Great offer. Cash. The buyer's name was I know, I said, cutting her off. I sent him. Their laughter died instantly. It had begun half a year earlier, our last family dinner. My sister crying about her losses again. Bad loans. Bad choices. Bad company. My mother calling her a poor soul. I called her careless. I paid off the mess. Told myself quietly it was the last bailout. A month later, I noticed unfamiliar log entries on my property documents. Access attempts. Bank queries. And my mother's name appearing where it had no business being. I thought I was imagining things until I found a draft letter from my lawyer. One I'd never received. It stated that a power of attorney had been filed in my name with a forged signature. That was the day the warmth drained out of me. I didn't confront them. I watched. I listened. Weeks passed. Months. I learned who they contacted, who they whispered to, what they planned when they thought I couldn't hear. That's the thing about family, the moment they assume you'll forgive anything, they stop concealing their blades. So I made my move. Quietly, I transferred the real deed into a holding company under another name. The documents my mother forged were authentic looking, but attached to an outdated registration, a decoy title I'd reissued after renovations. The true deed, the binding one, belonged to another property entirely, the adjoining plot I'd purchased a year earlier through a silent subsidiary. Same street number extension, same design, same everything except the legal description. I made sure the forged paperwork matched that. They believed they were selling my house. In reality, they offloaded a hollow title, a parcel already owned by the company. When I went on vacation, I wasn't resting. I was waiting for them to complete the fraud, sign the documents, accept the money, and incriminate themselves. I needed the trail. So standing there now, while they mocked me, I wasn't upset. I was listening for the one question they hadn't yet asked. You recommended the buyer, my mother finally said, her voice cracking. Yes. I took a document from my coat, folded, stamped. He works for me, my sister snorted. You're bluffing. I handed her the papers. Then read. She skimmed it. Her face went bone white. This says the title transferred 2 years ago. It did, I said. The property you sold wasn't mine. Legally, it wasn't anyone's to sell. The transaction is fraudulent. And the funds? They're now flagged. My mother's lips quivered. You wouldn't do this to us. I'm not. I said, my voice turning cold. The law is. They stared at me, shocked into silence. I stepped closer. You forged my name. You tried to steal my home. You mocked me like I was a fool, and you expected me to collapse in front of you. I pulled out my phone, tapped play. Their voices crackled through the air, a recording from last week. He'll lose everything. Let him cry. My sister's eyes widened. You recorded us? I didn't answer. I didn't need to. This morning, I said. I filed everything. Forgery, fraud, tax offenses. Not because I want revenge, but so whoever you betray next will know exactly who they're dealing with. My mother whispered. You can't send your own family to prison. I looked up at the place one last time. You already did. By evening, the police arrived. I didn't stay to watch. I walked to the next gate to the real house, the one they never touched, identical in shape but untouched in spirit. I unlocked the door and stepped inside. The quiet felt clean. I wasn't smiling anymore. Justice doesn't need a smile. It settles itself.